Welcome to episode 6 of the Untitled podcast. If you're here for the first time, please like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Today, I am joined with the founder, CEO of JCrads Partners, Josh Craddock himself. Josh, thank you for coming.
Josh, thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here on your podcast. You've had some fantastic guests, so I'm hoping to do my best to keep the standards up.
I'm thinking with your marketing genius that this is going to probably be the biggest one.
I'm extremely excited to be here and flattered by your compliments.
No pressure, no pressure. So today we'll have a marketing masterclass, as it was. For anyone who doesn't know the JCrads Partner brand, could you give us a brief synopsis?
We're a very new brand. We've been around for 7 months now. We are a boutique marketing agency. We take care of PR, social. We do fractional marketing director roles and collaborations, partnerships. And essentially, a lot of what we do is anchored around hospitality. So it could be a luxury retail brand, could be a hotel, could be a restaurant, it could be a profile, it could be an interior designer who wants to get into that space a bit more and have their voice heard. So we work with lots of different brands to elevate their profile in the region.
Amazing. The fractional marketing director you just mentioned, that's not something I'm particularly familiar with. What is that?
So the benefit of that is particularly for smaller brands when they want the experience of someone who's been in the market for a while, who understands how Dubai works, who understands PR, social on a higher level, but they don't have the budget to bring someone in full time in house, and they don't want to palm it off to a junior person and give them all that responsibility, especially when big budgets are involved. The fractional marketing director role comes in there. But it also is useful for new brands looking to launch in the market. So we worked with Tattoo very closely when they launched in Seal Tower quite recently. And that was just overseeing their PR, their marketing team, and working closely with the owners and the founders to make sure that they were hitting the desirable outcome. Another company we work with is DBM Studio, which is an interior design firm. Master's incredible. She's had an amazing year actually since we started working with her. Picked up 2 awards. So with our side, it's a little bit PR with that, a little bit of marketing function, building that structure for her, just to make it easy and just to kind of keep her relevant, and keep her ticking over to the desired audiences.
Amazing. You said the business is new, but you yourself are no stranger to the marketing of restaurants, hospitalities, and luxury products in general. Can you let's throw it back to the early days in London, probably before you got into marketing, because I always find that people who start their own business, whether it be marketing or a sales business, or there's always a core value, and your kind of core value has been restaurants and bars and that kind of thing. So did you work in restaurants and bars when you were back in London? I've
always loved F&B. I've always loved that as a backbone of what I've done. It's been a passion of mine from a young age. My background was working in restaurants, was working in bars, within hotels as well. Jobs from when I was 16, 17, 18, part-time gigs. And I traveled quite a lot when I was younger as well. I would work abroad. I would give it a go. My parents always encouraged me to work from the ground up and take those grassroots jobs. And I did that. And so I kind of learned the hard way in hospitality. So quite a lot of that operational experience. Whilst I was at university, I was running bars at luxury hotels, which went pretty well for me. And then, like I said, working abroad in Canada, worked in Hawaii for a stint. I worked in Chicago as well, which was a really great experience when I was in my early 20s. And then, coming back to London after that time away, I joined a growing, boutique hospitality group, which was backed by Chase Distillery, the vodka brand. And that was really good fun, working in a pub and cocktail bar in Mayfair, looking after their marketing, their PR, their social, and then kind of building them up really nicely. It's actually where I met my wife as well at that time. And that was great fun. And that was kind of learning from a minimal budget, getting relationships in place, local business outreach, that kind of thing, driving events. And then from there, I worked for the Doyle Collection, which is a luxury hotel group. Started with one hotel where I was F&B marketing manager. We launched an amazing terrace restaurant, which became the most followed restaurant on Instagram at the time, which was pretty cool.
What was that?
That was called Dalloway Terrace. So that's just in Fitzrovia, just off the Bloomsbury Hotel.
Yeah.
So we were kind of a pioneer to change the decorations in a restaurant on a quarterly basis, and then brands started approaching us to take over that responsibility, and we would get tens of thousands of pounds of budget to spend on decorations on a quarter. So it gave everyone a reason to come back time and time again, and that was really successful. And then that was when Instagram was growing as well. This would have been back in 2016, 2017, 2018. And then from that one hotel, I took on 3 hotels. From 3 hotels, we then 5 hotels as F&B marketing director for the group. So that was luxury properties, in 3 in London, 1 in Dublin, and 1 in Washington, DC. And that's where I learned to really graft and really understood the ins and outs. Local business targeting, building community, collaborations, partnerships, managing multiple PR agencies across different time zones, networks. It was really good fun. Still have a lot of those London connections as well. They often touch base. Yeah.
The Doyle Collection, they're in the Marylebone as well. Is that right?
They own the Marylebone, exactly. Yeah. So Bloomsbury, Marylebone, and Kensington in London. They're all beautiful hotels in their own right. Great locations.
Yeah. If people haven't been to the Marylebone in London, it is, in my opinion, without question, the best breakfast in a hotel.
It's just Coney-Kilty black pudding, isn't
So
it?
good. It's all like Irish product, like fresh.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, headquarters in Dublin, had to be. Yeah.
I'm just completely off topic, but honestly, the breakfast is.
Well, we could just talk about food.
Just talk about
what
food.
Would you have for the next hour?
We'll get. Can't, 'cause I haven't had lunch yet, but we'll get onto food. So you got the Doyle Collection.
Yeah.
And then strangely, your wife and my wife started working together, didn't they? And then we both lived in London at the same time, which was weird because we lived a road apart from each other.
Literally.
But we didn't know each
pub
other.
apart. The ship was in between. We never.
The ship.
The ship.
I probably saw you in the ship, maybe on a Six Nations rugby day, but
That was, so we were there in Battersea Reach for a good year. It was, actually, it wasn't a great year. It was lockdown year.
Yeah,
so it was an odd year. It was actually a terrible year. Stripped back hours, spending a lot of time obviously working from home on a skeleton team.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate during that time that I was kept on working as much as I was. At that time we were kind of looking at Dubai, looking at the opportunities out here. And then it wasn't before long that my wife got an opportunity with Condé Nast Traveler Middle East. And I got an opportunity with the 25 Hours Hotel around the same sort of time. And then, made the move and haven't looked back since.
In 25 Hours were a new brand in the Dubai market, weren't they? That was that first hotel in the Middle East, I think.
Absolutely. And to be honest, Josh, I wasn't very familiar with the brand, even working in the market in the UK. They hadn't done a huge amount in London or in the UK to promote the brand. It was mostly mainland Europe, where they had a lot of existing properties, a really good reputation, particularly amongst the German market, which is where the brand originated. But really cool, really creative brands, a lot of fun, a lot of USPs and touch points that we were able to bring across to Dubai. And that was a brand under Ennismore that we did. At the time, Ennismore was kind of forming as part of Accor, and there was that whole kind of acquisition piece, which then was a merger, and then it kind of more recently has started to split out a little bit more. But yeah, really amazing opportunity, fantastic hotel, great team that was around me. 5 restaurants and bars, 426, I believe, bedrooms. It was amazing.
It's a huge job for someone who's fresh to the Middle East to be given that opportunity. Yeah. When you joined and you were first learning Dubai, how much did it differ from hotels in London?
Enormously. I think that, the fundamentals of marketing stay the same in terms of the channels, but I think in terms of, the way you leverage your relationships and partnerships here is so crucial. And that's really what I think set that hotel apart. I think the ways of working and finding the right partners to work with is very, very important, whether it's for content, for social, for PR, for print collateral even. And just finding reliable people who can deliver what you want on time at the right budget, and sticking with those is often what we did. And I still work with many of those people today. We still work with the same photographers. We still work with the same social agency. If there's an account which we don't want to take or we think is better suited to them, refer it across. And so, yeah, that's a lot of that. And yeah, it was a great experience, and it wasn't easy. I think establishing a new brand in the market for anyone can be challenging. I think there's always kind of things that you have to push back on, especially when you've got a head office in the Middle East and a head office in Germany that you're liaising with. But it was exciting and it was cool and it was fun as well. Massive party to launch it. Still one of my favorite parties that I've been to.
It was a good party.
It was cool. Like it's, I think, Monkey Bar took off, Ernst took off. Like there's some, partnerships with Nightjar Coffee in the lobby. Really, really nice bits and pieces, which gave it some grounding in the market.
Ernst during Oktoberfest, the first year was just so much fun.
That was epic.
That German band that was brought in, they were so good. Do you think? I'll tell you what I think in terms of like brands coming from London. I see brands come in from London, and I think there's almost an arrogance about the brand where they think because they've worked in one city, they're just gonna open and they're just gonna be full in Dubai. How important do you think it is for a brand to use someone locally to make sure they don't fall into this trap and then they have to go down the route of discounts and giving stuff away for free?
I think it's essential. I think that Dubai has a way of operating, a way of working. There are certain pitfalls to avoid, and I think that for a small fee to bring someone on who has that experience in the market, like it should be a given for for most brands that are entering new. I think PR agencies will give you support to some extent, but they're ultimately not going to be responsible for the success or failings. There needs to be adaptation to the market. There need to be things which are important here, not just having a burrata on the menu or a beef tartare. There needs to be all these other bits, and just the the speed of it all, and being able to be reactive as well as proactive is very, very important. So yeah, absolutely, it's something which which obviously I advocate because it's a service that we offer. But I think for peace of mind for operators to have that extra person and can save tens of thousands down the line without a doubt.
Sure. So you opened 25 Hours. You were there for two years?
2 years, yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
And then you went to Etex.
Went to Etex, yeah.
Which probably had one of the biggest openings of 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guild opened 2024.
Yeah, so very fortunate in terms of, 25 Hours, we were, Breakthrough Hotel of the Year. I was lucky enough to be awarded In-House Marketing Person of the Year. And then moving across to Etex, we opened the Guild shortly after I joined. So that, again, really did take off. Different ball game in terms of just F&B. So Etex is a homegrown, founder-led hospitality group, with the Guild as the flagship restaurant, which is a 400 cover restaurant in DIFC, serving modern brasserie classics in a grand dining room, probably one of the most impressive in Dubai. And yeah, the Guild was fantastic, really great opening, opened in stages, which worked out really well. And then other bits that followed, Common Grounds on Kite Beach. We also opened Hawker Boy that year as well, which again, huge success in the market, great for community, very different positioning to the Guild. But that was interesting where you're working with a group which is known for its cafes and known for Tom and Serge as an anchor within the community, and then taking that leap to fine dining. And so, again, the company had to adapt in its own way. But Tom has an incredibly good understanding of the Dubai market and how people move and their habits. So, working with him very closely was a great experience.
And then at what point were you decided, I'm going to go out on my own, I'm going to take the leap, I'm going to give up the salary, and I'm going to do it on my own?
I've always wanted to start my own business, like without a doubt. When I was in London, it was always something I dreamt of, always something I thought about, like when could I, how could I, what was the right time? The stars just aligned both personally and professionally. We'd moved house, which obviously is very important in terms of getting a mortgage and being able to, you have that peace of mind. I'd been at Etex for 2 years. I'd achieved what I wanted to achieve during that tenure, almost reached the ceiling within the company. And then, looking around, I was just like, actually, let's just have a go. the market is so exciting here. Dubai is moving at such a pace. And I think that if it wasn't it's kind of a now or never situation, could have stayed in jobs, gone into something a bit more corporate, a bit more traditional. But I thought, let's give it a go. Let's have a go. And you know what? It's been one of the best decisions I've made since moving here. It's been so exciting. It's been thrilling. It's been it's been an eye opener at the same time, where the community's been so supportive. The clients we have are fantastic, and the team around me have been great as well.
What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned in the first year of being an entrepreneur?
I think that clients see through BS really quickly, and I think that's kind of something which we've learned from an early stage, that some of the clients that we've taken on have had some quite tricky experiences with PR in the past, where they haven't seen the desired results that they were looking for, or they were promised X and given Y, or they're not having that FaceTime with a senior member of the team. And that's something that remaining boutique is really important to me. And I think that I'm very much in touch with all of our clients on a daily basis. I'm going to all of our meetings. And so I think that, being very transparent about that from the start, limiting the number of clients that we take, and just making sure that we can really service them very well to meet their needs from a PR perspective or a social perspective or fractional marketing director role. And fulfill them and go beyond and come up with creative ideas, and not just look within a box of one discipline, because I've come from a background where you're doing a little bit of everything. So there's always some free marketing advice along the way. There's always these introductions which come out of the blue, and bringing my connections to the table where possible, which I think is very valuable.
I see a lot of businesses, because obviously having a wife in the PR space and marketing space as well, I see a lot of people who just kind of try and hoard clients. How important is it for you to, first of all, clients that you work with, you have to believe in the brand.
Yeah.
And secondly, they have to be of interest, and they have to fit the mold of what JCrads Partners is.
Yeah.
Are you very selective on who you work with?
So it's a combination of them choosing us and us choosing them. It's my dream is to build this really beautiful kind of ecosystem of complementary clients that will be able to work together in whatever capacity, but clients which tend to be luxury, tend to be anchored around hospitality in some way, shape or form. I think that we have walked away from a lot of opportunities because not every restaurant in the city is going to be successful. Not every hotel is going to benefit from PR. Sometimes it's other areas of the business that need to be worked on. Maybe it's the product which isn't quite right. Maybe it's the location which is really tricky. So I think that it's easy to say yes to everything and just grow really quickly and then build a massive team and then just explode. But I think that a tailored approach and a long-term outlook on how we want to manage our client base going forwards and how we want to have this complementary system in place is really, really important. For instance, we're working with a beautiful caviar brand, Prunier Caviar, really high end, really fantastic. Collaborations, partnerships, introductions to media, press releases, that kind of thing. But then separately, we work with an interior designer. But the caviar brand could act as a gifting, piece for the interior designer. Interior designer also wants hospitality clients. So then you're looking at the ecosystem of who you're speaking to, how that can work. The caviar brand also loves to have introductions to different hospitality operators. So it's kind of how we can leverage our network and those relationships as best as possible. Obviously, the restaurants that we work with and the bar proposition, we've got a new bar opening in a few weeks' time that you'll be invited to see, which is cool. But they, again, the caviar works well. We have friends that are senior partners in champagne brands as well. That works well, just to kind of join those dots and make those connections. And it works. Then everyone wins at the end of the day if they're complementary.
What's the new bar that's opening? This won't go out for 2 weeks, by the way.
Sobremesa is opening, which is it's a tequila and mezcal forward bar and restaurant in Souk Al Bahar.
Nice.
So it's literally going to be opposite Time Out Market. It'll be super cool. The guys behind it are very creative. They're all about community. They just want to bring people together. We're talking to them on a different basis. Actually, we're doing the traditional PR stuff, but then we're also bringing in kind of creative ideas as to how to elevate the service that they're doing, such as various rituals, like going around with quesadillas at midnight, because that's just what people want. They're going to do a round of shots for the entire bar for 1,500 dirhams if you want to do that. And all of these little kind of touch points are really nice to kind of bring people together. So we're helping them, like nachos, which have sour cream and then caviar on top of them as well, which is quite fun, and just a different application, which works for Dubai, but it's just a little bit different, and kind of bringing in ideas that we've seen around the world or things that we come up with just from scratch, just to add a little extra value, a little bit of Instagrammable excitement to the experience.
I like that, because if you're in a club or a bar, the only reason why someone is buying a bottle and getting a bottle of show is because they want everyone to see it. So if you're buying everyone in the bar shots, and they can see where it's come from, that's even a bigger flex than buying a bottle of what? Casa Azul. Is it Casa Azul?
Casa Azul, yeah.
Casa Azul?
It's I think it's really fun. I think it's really different. We're talking to them about partnerships with different mezcal or tequila brands on Monday nights. Like, what do you do to bring in the trade, to bring in audiences? Let's do masterclasses. Let's do, like, really fun activations with, reduced price menu, just to drive a bit more volume on those quieter nights, which inevitably, like, even LPM is going to be quiet on a Monday night. So you have to find creative ways of bringing people in and play to your strengths. So I think that's really important, and that's something which which we offer as an added value, leveraging the PR and marketing background, not just agency experience, and
leveraging your background in bar managing,
exactly,
where you have a passion for food and drink.
Love cocktails, love food.
I've been out with you quite a few times now. And there's cocktails. What was when we went out for John's birthday, and there was the cocktail on the menu, the after 8 cocktail.
The grasshopper. The grasshopper, yeah. Delicious.
High grade cocktail.
Yeah. Great cocktail. A 70s classic, yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about food and beverage, and the food and beverage industry in Dubai in general. It seems like every single week there's maybe 3 or 4 openings, maybe more.
Yeah.
What do you think is the one thing that restaurants get really wrong when they first open?
I think in terms of, like, location has to be the most important thing when you're picking, and that's obviously far, like, way before a marketing person gets involved. But location, price, understanding your audience thoroughly. I think the quality of the food is so important, the quality of the drinks. I think the personality of the service. I think if you're looking to really make a mark, you have to tick all of those boxes and be incredibly thorough about it. And that's what we see with, some of the top brands, is that they don't necessarily require too much PR, too much social push, just because their product is so strong. And if you're in a really good location, if you have a really strong brand, a really good product, then our job should just be to bring people in to experience that. If they have an incredible time, they're going to come back and they're going to tell their friends, and that's the ultimate goal. So PR is never going to be a solution to fill a restaurant. PR is going to be a solution to bring the right audience in through the door, and then if they have an incredible experience and they like what they see and they enjoy it, not only will they write about it, share it on their socials, but then also come back and bring their friends and family, which I think is very, very important. So I think location can be key. I
think so. It's the same as real estate. Location. If you buy in the right location, you will always do well. And I think I've seen it. I won't say which building it is, because I don't want to get sued for slander or defamation. But there was a building in DIFC where loads of people have tried to make it work over the last 11 years, and it just doesn't work. And you look at DIFC in general, where all the nice restaurants are. If you go into the DIFC gate, it's an experience when you come up to that floor, isn't it? Where you've got the art galleries, you've got the restaurants. I just wish that it would bubble out onto the street a little bit more, like it does in London. But obviously we can't because of rules and stuff. But
maybe 25 Jump Street might be the exception.
Maybe.
Because that's going to be a fully licensed road, right? And there's some interesting things opening up there. The new hand roll bars just there. A couple of burger places have opened up. I think that around there, you've got Cinema Akil, which is a really cool, homegrown cinema concept. So that might be the exception where we might see more of that European dining in the city. But I agree with you. I think that DIFC, it's a bit of a shame that you can't sit outside and have al fresco in that sense. It has to be enclosed. But there are rules, and there's a lot of integrity that goes behind the decisions that are made, and I think that's really important as well, to respect where we are. So I think there's the amazing evolution to the city that we're seeing, even since I moved here. The types of brands that have opened up, the restaurants that have come to the market, the bars that are opening now, the focus on community. I feel it's very different to even sort of 4 or 5 years ago, where we felt 25 Hours was a bit of a trailblazer in this space. And now it's it's the buzzword on everyone's lips. It's what they want to bring. It's the energy they're looking for. So I think that's very, very important.
I agree, because even if I look back to when I first got here, the fact that J1 has 9 or 10 bars right next to each other, 11 years ago that would have never happened. The fact you can now bar hop between like Gigi and Lorraine, like super cool. There's just a real vibe down there at the weekend. I think they've actually taken a lot of clients away from DIFC. I
can't speculate on numbers, but it's a certain number of people in the city, and I think it's inevitable, particularly on the Friday nights and the weekends. It's very difficult. I think DIFC will always have that business crowd during the week. I think the DIFC proximity to trade centre is never going to change. But I think there probably is quite a big chunk of business which has moved out, and in particular the high spenders, which are the ones that everyone's after to really make a difference. So
if there's one restaurant in Dubai, you can't pick one that you represent or you've worked on, where are you going?
One restaurant. That's difficult. I don't think I've had a better restaurant experience than FZN at the Atlantis. It's just amazing. Like the way that, I know it's like, it's a Scandinavian import essentially. They brought the team, they brought the ingredients, they brought the interiors, like it's all imported. But the way you're transported to this entirely different environment, the precision, the quality of the cooking, the service, like it's super synchronized. I've been there a couple of times, very lucky to have been there a couple of times, and they, sent some various friends there who have also really, really enjoyed it. And it just, for me, that's exceptional dining. And that is, for me, like the pinnacle that I've experienced in the city. Again, at Atlantis, the Royale, I really love Nobu by the beach. I think that's cool. Such a cool little alfresco experience when you're there. The food is always good. The cocktails are on point. I'm talking about the restaurant more so than the beach club, but the beach club as well, like really lovely poolside. In town, I think Fundamental do a fantastic job. I think Scalini is a great restaurant in terms of day-to-day, great Italian foods, really nice pistachio gelato. There's, all sorts. Mimi Kikushi's always been a fond one. I think when I first moved here, we went there and I was like, wow, this is a vibe. And the cocktails there are some of the best in the city. We try and we get out quite a lot. So it's, but they're actually, most of those are, apart from FZN, like they're all now kind of around 2 years old. So and Scalini and Mimi Kikuchi even older, but they're great venues and they're very consistent in what they do.
I think Scalini's probably over 10 years old now, I think. Same with like Cipriani and LPM and Zuma and in DIFC. Like these places have stood the test of time, where we see so many open and then fail. These kind of staples. If you go to Zuma on any night of a week, it is packed.
It's pumping, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just, they've just nailed it. The food's really good. The environment's really good. The music's good. The cocktails are good. They do a lot of activations though to keep it going.
Absolutely. They they bring in bartenders left, right, and centre, and I think that it's very important to stay relevant through that. It's important to show up to the Formula One every year, to be present. Just to you see a lot of your clients that are coming to you in Dubai down at the Formula One as well. So I think that where you can, being on their on their tracks is very important.
I think collaboration in any business is important. I think a lot of business owners sit there and think, I don't want to invite another business into my business. because they might try and take my clients. It doesn't work like that. They're bringing their clients to you, and then you're taking your clients to them. Like
100%.
to share it actually generates more revenue for everybody.
I think that's really important, and I think that collaborations are also it's a partnership. It's not there for being a revenue generator. It's there to to shine. And exactly to your point, it's cross-pollinating audiences, whether they're two restaurants in downtown or a restaurant in DIFC that wants to visit something in Marina. I think vice versa. Like it's it can be really nice and really helpful. I think there should be some sort of synergy. And I think there are a lot of collaborations going around. Maybe one too many in some instances with some restaurants, but I think on the whole, like it's a very, very good good way of bringing new audiences.
You're going to name names?
I'm not going to name names. No slander.
no defamation cases. Let's move on to travel.
Yeah,
because you travel a lot, and travel is a big part of your.
Almost as much as you, JP.
I've been on 90 days holiday this year.
Oh wow.
Which is a fair.
You've earned it.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah. Most of the time. I mean, I love to travel.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I hate flying, but.
We went to South Africa together, didn't we?
We did go to South Africa together at the start of the year. South Africa, what an unbelievable place.
Incredible country, amazing people, amazing food, like golf. Played a lot of golf out there. That was great.
The course is unbelievable. The Mount Nelson Hotel, which I know is a personal favourite of yours.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Just an amazing country overall. Food, wine.
Yeah, we had a great time. And that was, we ended up going to South Africa twice this year. Very, very lucky too. Yeah, there was a
went back to the conference.
Big African conference down there, travel conference, which was great. And yeah, Mount Nelson, fantastic. Personal roots as well. My wife's uncle actually works there, which, small world. He's been there for over 20 years. But a lot of the team have. Yeah. And it's aged so gracefully over time, and Belmond running it is amazing. They're one of the best hotel groups in the world. They really understand brand. They understand what guests are looking for. And yeah, those grounds are amazing. The Pink Lady, they call it. Yeah.
The service of a hotel, like I always look at a luxury hotel because the word luxury gets thrown around so much. I don't know if you saw my LinkedIn post the other day, someone calling a 200 square foot studio a luxury, ultra luxury apartment.
Nice.
Weird. But anyway, the service is what I find luxury. And I've noticed it with the concierge in America, which is like I've never experienced before. We're going to New York in a month's time. Staying at the St. Regis. We wanted to have afternoon tea at the Plaza because obviously it's Home Alone and it's New York, etc., etc. So I rang the hotel, straight through to the concierge. They were like, "Yes, sir, no problem." Like they could not be more helpful. And I think that's really what like luxury service is where you walk in, they know your name, they know how you like your coffee in the morning, etc., etc. And that's what you. That's what you experience these places. Absolutely.
At that level, I think that attention to detail, that intuitive service, that emotional intelligence, CX, customer experiences, I think that's it's so key. From, like you say, like from before you set off, I think just giving you that peace of mind that, it's taken care of, they've got those relationships, got these connections, and they're going to use it to make sure they get you the best table for afternoon tea. I think that's, that's key. But I think all too often it can be very automated in hotels where you're sent a customer preference form and then fill in the blanks, fill in the boxes. But when you're sent a message directly or you're speaking to someone on a personal note, and then finally when you make it to the hotel, then you connect with them and then they probably recognize you based on, having gone back and forth with them. I think that, that's, it makes for such a memorable experience, which is what it's all about. And it's those things that do stick in your mind. Yeah.
Is there any travel brands or hotel brands that you want to start working with? Like, is there a 3 hit list? Let's put it out into the world now.
I think there are. I think, like luxury hotel, but also lifestyle hotels that might not be represented in this region already. I think are ones that we'd be looking at. I don't think I'll be able to say specifically, but we want to aim for the best, and we want to take them when we're ready. I think that's really, really important. We want to kind of grow gracefully and grow really well. We're getting a great team in place. We're already, on fantastic retainers with many brilliant clients that we're enjoying working with. And I think that, we're wanting to grow at a very steady pace, not kind of jump on everything too soon. But yeah, there's definitely some good ones out there that we've got eyes on for sure.
Not going to get a name.
No, not this time, Josh.
Next time. Where have you been this year? So you've been to South Africa twice. Where else have you been this year?
A couple of weeks ago, we were in Sicily for a dear friend's wedding. Four Seasons Taormina. It's better than it looks in the White Lotus. Honestly, that hotel is remarkable. What a place. Before that, we were in Greece and the UK. Greece on Tinos Island, which was lovely. Athens we love as well. Always like to spend a bit of time in Athens and not a long flight from here as well. And then kind of working back, we went to Greece a second time actually, at Costa Navarina, which, beautiful Mandarin Oriental hotel there that we stayed at. Turned out to be a golf resort, so I got 3 rounds in over 4 days.
Just so happened. Did you know before
wife,
you went?
No, we didn't actually realise. And then I started Googling, and it's like this, this genius Greek shipping tycoon has bought this incredible patch of land, put some big brand hotels in, and building these fantastic golf courses that are top drawer. The backdrop is phenomenal. Like, you would absolutely love it. Like, we should try and go next year. Like, honestly, like it's next level stuff, all brand new, and it's also like not too far from Dubai, which was great. Cape Town a couple of times earlier this year as well, which was really good. We've been pretty lucky. Yeah.
JCrads and Partners is not your only business interest, is it? You have a magazine as well.
So my wife's magazine. So she's been working incredibly hard on that over the last 3 years. So Near and Far is her magazine title. So it's a travel magazine which also talks about design, talks about culture. So she's kind of leaning into those categories, but predominantly it's travel. Not necessarily always luxury. It could be a beautiful agriturismo in the hills of Italy. It could be the Royal Atlantis. It could be something in Morocco. Like, it could be a huge range. But she's been doing a fantastic job on that. And she's also chair of World's 50 Best Hotels for the region, for the Middle East. So she's responsible for bringing all of that together. But I can't take any credit for the magazine. That's all her handiwork. And it's a beautiful piece of collateral, really nice for coffee tables, really nice to peruse, distributed in Etihad down there in Emirates.
I actually don't read at all, but I do have a copy of Near and Far every year, every month.
Follow on social,
and I do look through it. It's good. It is really good.
Yeah, it's nice. I think your wife's contributed a couple of times.
Yeah.
On the digital side as well. And it's a lovely title. Yeah.
It's a good title. We need to keep growing because I think the region needs it personally.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of international titles that are here, which is great. Like, that's brilliant, but there's never really been anything that's been homegrown.
Absolutely. There's not for a while. And I think a lot of the brands here have been imported from elsewhere. And I think, opening this door and this conversation to homegrown print and publishing has been really interesting.
Yeah.
I think since she started doing it, there have been various opportunities that she's worked on and pulled together for other commercial opportunities where buildings or enterprises wanted print collateral, and so she has that skill set. She has that ability just to take a project and run with it and bring in freelance and and do a lot of copywriting herself, and has a really good eye for details. So that's something which she's been doing as well alongside the publishing side, which has been very good. Yeah.
It's nice to see homegrown concepts now going out into the international market. The first one that I kind of saw was noteworthy was the Main. When that started its expansion, now I think it's in Ibiza, London. I think they're going to Miami. I might be wrong on that.
It's Marbella as well.
Yeah. But the one in London, that's insane how busy it is. Try and get a table there on a Friday night.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. Yeah, it's beautiful concept. They've just got the basics really
Yeah.
They've nailed that down really nicely. I think the interiors are fantastic. I think walking down there into this loungy club kind of vibe, all centered around the stage with the glamorous singers in the evening. There's not many places in London that offer that. And I think having that point of difference is really nice, and it brings a little bit of Dubai glamour. And obviously, it's well located down in Mayfair, and surrounded by luxury hotels, and that's where a lot of local residents and expats choose to spend their time when they go to the city. So yeah, it works really, really well. I think, Ilboro obviously moved across to London for a stint as well. There's kind of various back and forth. Kinoya, another one, and Harrods, they opened up, didn't they?
C'est la Vie going.
C'est la Vie
But
going.
obviously came from Singapore originally, but I think the team from Dubai are the ones now launching in London.
Yeah.
In Paddington.
In Paddington, fantastic, yeah.
Paddington?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I think that, big one, Gaia as well.
Yeah.
They've launched down in Mayfair. So I think there's a huge market for it. I think things that work in Dubai are very transferable to other markets.
Yeah.
I think because we have such a melting pot and cosmopolitan environment in this city, that, and people from here are obviously traveling to London frequently. So it's that familiarity. And I think that the Dubai cuisine also travels really well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like, steak tartare, burrata, we like our beef carpaccio, we like our grilled prawns. Like, let's face it, like that's what Dubai does really, really well. And I think that, it's a cuisine in itself for me. And I think that most restaurants here do conform to that to some extent, but then having their different tweaks on the menu based on what their identity is also very important. Yeah.
Do you think you'd ever open a restaurant or a hotel?
I think hotels tend to be more profitable, but never say never. I've seen it from all ends, and I think that I love hospitality. I would never say no to any of it. I think that if the right brand comes along, I think the right team to collaborate with, the right partners, then potentially, yeah, definitely.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah, that would be.
I've already offered you shares in my new Irish pub.
Yeah,
So
exactly, yeah.
sweat equity for the marketing.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
JCrads Partners, what's next for the brand?
We're still massively focused on Dubai. We want to double down on what we're doing at the moment. We're looking at building on the PR, on the social side. We have really good relationships with PR agencies in London as well. And I can see a lot of growth with brands from London that are coming and entering the market in particular. That's where we're seeing a lot of opportunity. I think there's opportunity in the drinks sector as well. I feel that's kind of underserved from a public relations perspective, and people who really understand it and understand how to cultivate communities around their favorite beverages as well. So I think that the future's really bright. There's lots of opportunities, and the city is thriving, and we're really enjoying it. So yeah, there's a lot coming up, which is great.
In terms of you personally, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years?
In the next 5
It's like when you're at school, isn't it? What do you like in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, this is a good question, Josh. I think the next 5 years, professionally, I'd like to grow JCrads and Partners to being a really well-respected agency in the city that brand owners can come to based on trust, based on referrals from people that we've been working with, and having an incredibly positive name out there. I think having a really strong roster of clients, which we already do, but just taking that from strength to strength is really, really important. Personally, I'd love to be in a situation where I've got a family, maybe we've moved to a different part of the city, maybe we've looked at something internationally as well, and kind of grown up that way. So I think 5 years is a long time. I think I've only been here for 5 years, and my life has changed considerably over that time. So I never want to, I'll never take a day for granted in the city. I think it's amazing. I think the opportunities that we're served are fantastic, and I can't think of anywhere better in the world right now in terms of what I'm doing, and I think the same with what you're doing as well, than Dubai, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, we'll see.
The growth in the city is pretty insane. I just can't see it slowing down either. I think more and more people, I don't know, you're probably the same as me, where I'm sure you get people weekly messaging you about how can I come to Dubai? Do you know anyone who's looking to employ people? Like, people are desperate to move to the city now, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It's a good thing for me because people need somewhere to live. It's a bad thing because the more people that come, the lower the salary is going to get because there's more competition for a job. But I think as the city grows, new people start businesses, and then the economy just naturally grows and grows and grows.
I think the city's elongating as well. I think, like Dubai, now Dubai South is coming up, and that's huge. That's obviously like big investment opportunities down there, Jebel Ali Palm, and how that's expanding, and then up the other side, around Deira Islands and that kind of thing. So it's growing and growing and swelling and swelling. And I think that, Ras Al Khaimah coming up as well, like as like competitor cities, and how that's going to work with the casino. Like, who's going to need casino PR? That's going to be interesting. And how do we navigate that? Like, what are the kind of what's going to happen to horse racing? Like, there's good, like betting on ponies and that kind of thing. Like, that's all going to happen. So this is all like, there's going to be so many changes, and like, what audience is that going to bring? How's that going to evolve the Dubai World Cup and that interest? So I think there's just so much happening, and I think that. I was lucky enough the other week to be having lunch at the Burj Al Arab in Al Muntaha, which beautiful restaurant, incredible view. You look out the window and you see they're building the Aria, the MGM, and the, what's the other one that's going in there? The Bellagio. I was like 1,400 bedrooms just off Jumeirah. Like, that is wild. Like, and this is obviously going to be casino ready. So that's going to be very interesting. To
see what happens with it. It is wild to think that in the next 10 years, you will be able to go and put a bet on red, jump in a helicopter, and then be in Disneyland in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is just like crazy to think of on how much this city has developed. Everything they are trying to do is positive towards the economy. We won't get political.
It's an amazing place to be, and I'm not surprised that so many people are evacuating London and coming out here and just seeing this opportunity from all corners of the world. Like, I think that, I feel like we're, as I said before, like in somewhere quite special right now, and we're very lucky to be here. And having been here now for like at least like 4 or 5 years, it's great to have that experience in the market and then be able to pass that on to new entrants as well. So it's been really great.
Do you think you'll ever live anywhere else?
If it got to a point where I could live in Monaco, like, I wouldn't mind having something down there. I think once you get in the habit of not paying tax, it's difficult to look something like. But having something in the UK as well would be lovely. Parents are there, families there. Still have many friends out there as well. So I think sprawling out in the right way. If we get to that point, which obviously we're hoping for, it's. Optimistic. What about yourself?
I don't think I'd ever live anywhere else other than Dubai. I'd like to have a house eventually in Italy, but then I also
vineyard.
I'd like to have a vineyard in Italy and just drink wine and eat cheese and get fatter. That's the dream. But then I also don't want to tie myself to one location. I feel like if you buy a holiday home, then you want to go there every year. And actually, most countries, it's the same thing every time. If I ever go back to the UK, it's the same thing year on year on year. It doesn't really change. Whereas in Dubai, you come a year later and you're like,
that's a great point.
This whole place looks different. There's new restaurants, there's new entertainment, etc., etc. Everything just happens so quickly. And
no, I think it's a really valid point. We did a bit of work with the Hideaway Club, which is a shared ownership scheme, which is an alternative to buying second properties, where you invest in the scheme and then you get access to 20 or 30 properties around the world to stay in for an amount of time based on however much you choose to invest. And there's a annual maintenance fee, but they're doing something quite cool that's based out of the UK, that company, but they that kind of opens doors from a different perspective, where you can still be based in Dubai and not be locked down to one place to visit. So you could go to Italy, you could go to South Africa, you could go to the south of France, and they have all of these beautiful places that are managed and maintained on their side with private concierges as well. So they look after everything when you get out. So that's quite an interesting alternative that we've come across, and we've kind of done a bit of work with directly.
There's a guy who started a business out here as well. I'm trying to think of his name. I know his first name's James. And he did like the holiday swap, where basically you swap your apartment or villa here with someone else in another country. A bit like the holiday.
Yeah, okay.
but a bit more
Yeah.
secure. And I don't think you're going to meet, like, I don't think Jude Law's going to turn up on your doorstep at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But that's a really cool idea. The fact that you can effectively travel, you can stay for free. You can't travel for free because obviously it's going to cost you to fly there. But you could stay in and there's different categories. So if you have like a Emirates Hills villa, you get like a nice villa in LA. You don't get like...
Yeah. Same caliber vibes.
Yeah, same caliber.
Yeah.
But I prefer staying in hotels personally to Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think they have their pros and cons.
Yeah.
I think for a short period of time, definitely hotels, like for us, like hands down.
yeah.
But then if we're looking to work from somewhere for a longer period of time, if we wanted to cook at home, and that's what we quite like about. We spent a bit of time in Greece over the summer where we were staying in an Airbnb, able to go to the local shops and buy some ingredients and like they're really nice fresh ingredients and then cook that at home. That's something which we quite like doing. You're grinning. You don't like? No, it's not. No,
Everyone's different. Like, I just don't cook.
But same with the south of France as well. Like just being able to go out and get a baguette in the morning. Like I'd never bring a baguette back to a hotel, but like in the context of a really nice Airbnb or really nice kind of holiday swap, like home swap, would be quite cool. But you like the comforts of hotels, don't you?
I mean, I was in Lisbon in the summer.
Yeah,
and we were staying at a hotel, and I actually went out and got Pizza Hut and brought it back into the hotel.
Nice.
That's the kind of like. That's how cultured I am.
Yeah, no, Pizza Hut's good. Each to their own.
Pizza Hut is good. No, but I agree with you. In France and Italy, it's super nice to go out because just the quality of ingredients is so good.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to try the local food.
Precisely. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming in today.
A pleasure, Josh. Thank you very much for having me. It's been great to be here.
If people want to reach out and learn more about JCrads Partners or work with you, how do they get hold of you? So
my Instagram is at JCrads, and then the Instagram for the company is at JCrads_and partners. We're in Dubai most of the time, apart from the little gallivanting holiday trips that we take. But yeah, do reach out or via yourself. Yeah.
But also, if you're in Greece or France or something, you want to fly us out there, especially during the ski season, for a marketing meeting, I will come as Josh's PA.
Very open to that. We'll do it together. Yeah.
I'm not sure Izzy will be very happy about that, but
that's all good.
Sweet.
Thanks for having me on, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.